I want to show you something real quick. So this is my Facebook account. As you can tell, I have currently 5,700 followers on Facebook. I will refresh the page. And these 5,700 followers helped me generate over $500,000 online. Now, small disclaimer, I do have a small group, but it has like 900 something people. So really small audience by all metrics. And when you do the math, it comes up at about $90 per follower. Imagine 5 people follow you and you know that's gonna be worth $450, right? Now in this video, I want to show you how is this possible and how you can make each follower worth more for your business. You might be wondering, how can I produce like hundreds of thousands of dollars with such a small following, whereas people who have 10, 100 times more people than me are struggling to even get leads, let alone monetize them, let alone make that amount of money. So first thing that we need to talk about is that you do not need huge audience, if you know what you're doing, to make a lot of money. Even if you have just 500,000 followers, you can make tens of thousands of dollars. I crossed my first 6 figures with 2,500 followers, and with my first 1,500, I didn't even know what I was doing. So a lot of them were like, quote, wrong people on my list. Right? Now, some of you maybe have heard, okay, I don't need a lot of people to make a lot of money online. And that is true. And a lot of other people started saying it. But the problem is that they're saying it first to overcome your objection if you don't have big audience. But the problem is that a lot of them actually never made any money with small audience. And some of them that didn't make a lot of money. So this begs the question, if you can make a lot of money even with small following. Also really important thing, I didn't have any videos or content pieces going viral and making money that way, right? So like it begs the question, how can people who have tens of thousands of followers, 100,000 followers struggle to make significant amount of money, and how can people with like really small audiences like myself make that amount of money? Now, when I see people with like either small audience or medium audiences not making money, they blame the algorithm, the traffic, the quality of people. And of course, this can indeed be an issue. But I've been working full-time for about 6 years. So from everything that I've done and learned and seen, I think it boils down to 2 main things if you want to monetize small audience and make 10, 20, 50 bucks or more per follower that you get. By the way, you will see why Facebook might be the best bet to pull this off with small following, though you can do it on other channels as well. First thing that you need to make a lot of money with small following is actually having targeted, relevant people, your ideal avatar on the list. Because you can have 100,000 people, but if they're not relevant or like very small amount of them is relevant, it's not gonna matter. You're not gonna monetize. So I think the first part actually comes here in your targeting, right? Now, the reason I mentioned Facebook is that on Facebook you can be pretty intentional, unlike other platforms where you have to rely on your content bringing the right people, which you should still do, but it still relies on the algo and content, whereas on Facebook you can proactively go and find your ideal avatar exactly where they are, add them as friends, and they will see your content. So first thing is like knowing who they are, where they are, what problems they have, what problem you solve, right? It's like the tale all this time, but most people still don't know this. And I'm telling you, even with 1,000 relevant people, if you can just monetize even 3%, that's just 30 people. But with 30 people, you can make tens of thousands of dollars if you know what you're doing, right? So I'm telling you, you don't need like huge numbers to make a lot of money. So again, first step, having relevant people. Now, how do you find them? I'll give you my favorite example. I think it's pretty easy to follow. Let's say I'm a coach who is helping YouTubers start and grow their channel to their first 1,000 subscribers so they can monetize, right? So where would I find these people? If I'm teaching YouTube beginners, who are they gonna follow, and what groups will they join, which ads and people will target them, and what gurus will create content for them? Usually people who are teaching YouTube beginners. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna follow, I don't know, 5 gurus who are teaching YouTube beginners. I'm gonna join 5 free, ideally paid, groups that are teaching YouTube beginners. I'm gonna see ads that are targeting people like, hey, here's how to start your channel, here's how to XYZ, right? Now, when I have this, I'm gonna look for a second thing, which is really powerful. You probably saw it on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, you saw it on Facebook as well. It's called 2-step post. That is one of the names. And this is simply like, hey, I have this free or paid thing, a comment keyword, and I'll send it over. Now, if I've been at the right places, so I know that these people are followed by my ideal avatar, and I know that they have intention, let's say, hey, if you want to get your first 50 subs, I build this, whatever, prompt pack that will help you do something with your channel. And this post has 1,000 comments. Guess what? These comments are, a lot of these people are my ideal avatar. So I'm going to start adding them every day to my list, and I'm going to grow my Facebook profile with only relevant people that I can help. So that is first step. Now, some people do have the right avatar, but that's not enough, because this brings us to the second part. So first part of the equation to make a lot of money with a small following is to have the right people in your following, right? And in your friends list if you're on Facebook. Now, that is only half of the equation, and that is this front-end part here, right? Now, the second part is what I call the backend, the monetization part. And I think this is the part where I excel, not to brag myself, but I think I'm pretty decent at taking like small amount of people and monetizing it. And the trick here is to first solve multiple problems for people, having multiple tiers. So think of your Russell Brunson, that is who I learned it from, traditional value ladder, where at the bottom you have like free stuff, like your free content, etc., maybe lead magnets. So this is usually free. Then you usually have low ticket offers. This brings you customers. This is often under $100. So let's put $100 here. Then I love to have, this is my new secret sauce, mid-ticket. Mid-ticket brought me, like, I swear to you, directly way over 6 figures, but indirectly it helped with most of my high-ticket sales as well, which in our industry is usually 1K more. Now, depending on who you ask, some people will say 5K or more, 10K or more, whatever. But for the sake of this, like, mid-ticket is usually under 1K. I prefer under $500, and then 1K plus for high ticket. So if I have 1,000 relevant people, guess what? Each one of them will usually consume free content. Now, if you do want to install my exact system that monetizes my small audience and makes me multiple 4 figures every single week, check the free video below. I will link it. And now back to the video. Now, those who want more help, they might pay for some of my low ticket stuff, like 20, 30, $50, and they will get their next problem solved. And the thing is, the higher you go on this value ladder, usually it's solving bigger problems better with more of your time and resources. So for high ticket, I will work personally, one-on-one. It will often have done with you and done for you elements, whereas with low ticket, it's usually easy to digest, like digital product or a course or something like that, right? So the more you go up in price, usually the more problems you solve and the more access to you they get. So this is how I can take whatever, if I have 10 buyers, maybe 10 people who purchase low ticket offer, 3 of them might buy mid-ticket as well, and 1 of them might buy high ticket. Now, this is one point of having the good monetization part. Second thing, which kind of stands to reason, but most people don't do it, is actually solving the problem. So when someone buys from you, if someone purchased $20 product from me, and they weren't, like, either they didn't use it or they weren't happy with it, they're not gonna buy again from me. So it's super important that whatever you sell to people, ideally you get them to use it and to get some kind of result where they say, oh damn, that is really good. So I'll give you an example. I purchased a $37 product back in 2019. It was on offers, and it was one of the best low ticket purchases I have ever made. And guess what? 2 or 3 years later, I joined $24,000 mastermind with this person. Actually, before that, I joined like 3K program. So this one led to this one, and this one led to this one. So this is what I mean. Because my experience was so good with the first $37, and then my experience was just as good with $3,000 product, I joined the $24,000 mastermind. And this is how it works. Now, not everyone, so there is like a numbers game. Not everyone will do this, buy low ticket, buy mid ticket, buy high ticket. But it happens. Sometimes people also jump. Like I had people consume my free content and jump to like my $2,000-3,000 offers. But often people who purchase mid ticket, what I found is that they usually ascend, right? Because with mid ticket, they're a bit more serious than low ticket. And I'll have a separate video for this, so don't forget to subscribe if you're getting value from this. I'll show you how I'm monetizing mid ticket offers and why this is the most neglected thing, I think, in our industry, because a lot of people are either hammering on the low ticket side or on the high ticket side, and I think the sweet spot is mid ticket. But again, more about it in the other video. The thing is, if I can get someone to buy from me and I give them the result, I give them the good experience, they're more likely to buy again. And this is how we just like whatever 5,700 followers, I can make $500,000 because I make each person worth more. I solve more of their problems. They buy other stuff from me, so I upsell, cross-sell, downsell. And if you're thinking, oh, I don't want to sell so much, do you not want to solve problems for your avatar? One product can only solve so much. So I don't know, if someone buys a program from me on how to build lead magnet, there is one part of this entire ecosystem, and there are more parts, by the way. There is a community part, which I didn't add here. There is a long format part as well, but even here. So if I help them with this, guess what? They will need help with this and this and this and all of this, right? So I can solve other problems, charge more, they're happy, I'm happy. So yeah, if you wanna make a lot of money with even small amount of people, again, you need two things. You need right people on your list, and I showed you in short how to get those. And then you need right monetization vehicle in order to ascend them and upsell them. And this is how, if I get 5 new followers today, again, on average, by the way, it's not that every follower pays me like $90 or whatever, the math is 87, $88, but on average, they're worth, like, let's say I've got 10 new followers today, I think the average is 88 or $7. So I know that in the future this will be worth $880 from me. Now, ironically, most of the followers I have will never buy. So maybe I get 100 and just 2 of them purchase. But the thing is, 2 of them can be worth multiple 4 figures for me, and usually will be. And this is where we make a lot of money. It's not in 100 followers, it's in the ones who do enter this system that are worth much more. Alright folks, hope you enjoyed this. Let me know how many followers you have and on which platform below in the comments. And if you did enjoy this video, I want to show you the video that I recently released on the one skill that I developed that helped me make multiple 5 figures in 5 different ways. So you can check it out over here.